Astro Liz. I'm Christina Korp, the astronaut wrangler. The reason people call me that is because I used to manage Apollo 11 astronaut Buzz Aldrin. Now I work closely with Apollo 16 moonwalker Charlie Duke and NASA astronaut and amazing human and earthling Nicole Stott. So how did I become the astronaut wrangler? Well, I always say you could not have predicted the trajectory of my life as one of 10 children in Rapid City, South Dakota, to working with astronauts and getting to travel all over the world with them. It's been quite an adventure for me. So how did this happen? Well, I was in a family band growing up with my brother, my sister, and my dad. I was 12 years old when we started, and for 10 years, we performed almost every night. And after 10 years, when I was 22, I decided to go and pursue my rock star dreams in Los Angeles. I did have some success for a while, and I made a couple of records. I toured all over the world, singing backgrounds for other artists, especially Latin artists. And I had some pretty exciting adventures in my music time. I sang background vocals on a couple of Ringo Starr records, Ringo from the Beatles. So I already had kind of a crazy life to begin with. And then I decided to take a job working for Buzz Aldrin, which, to be honest, at the time I thought was going to be a nice, quiet, boring life. Little did I know what I was getting myself into. And it took me on this whole other pathway that I was not expecting, working in the space industry. I think it's been very helpful to have my fresh perspective in many ways to what's going on in space, because I've always loved space. I love sci-fi shows. I love looking up at the stars and the moon, just like everybody on Earth does. But I didn't really know what was going on in the space world. So once I came into the Apollo world, I started to get a glimpse of what was going on within the space industry, which was really, really exciting. I was very privileged to have heard people's moon landing memories, inspired them to aim higher for their dreams and maybe pursue something they might not have thought was possible before, to become a teacher, to become an engineer, a scientist, or use space as an inspiration for trying to pursue something bigger and greater than themselves. I also realized one of the biggest impacts I could make was to inspire kids. I was a kid who had big dreams once, and a lot of my dreams came true beyond my wildest dreams. So I thought if I could help light the spark of inspiration in another kid who was like me, and not just kids, by the way, but for adults as well, that would be so worthwhile. So I helped launch the Education Foundation, Share Space, and the Aldrin Family Foundation. We created these giant moon and Mars maps. You know, I'm very proud to have produced the last 5 major galas at Kennedy Space Center, celebrating Apollo 11. We had Duran Duran play at our gala, which was amazing. One of my favorite bands of all time, and that was really humbling and so exciting to have them there. Now, beyond that, partial takeover of Times Square and London Piccadilly for a project called The People's Moon. So what I've been doing lately, well, I got to go on my very first zero gravity flight with Charlie Duke, that Apollo 16 moonwalker, and NASA astronaut Nicole Stott. And oh my gosh, that was so much fun. More fun than I ever thought it would ever be. So we're going to do that again in November. And we're trying to give regular people a chance to go experience a bit of space tourism with an astronaut and just and not only that, by the way, get to do it at Kennedy Space Center from the Space Shuttle runway, taking off and landing. But I am working with partners to help sponsor kids to go do that. And then the thing that's my labor of love project that I'm working on right now is I'm going to make a giant earthwork, eco-friendly grass portrait in downtown Atlanta at Woodruff Park to celebrate International Day of the Girl. I want to raise awareness about African-American astronaut Stephanie Wilson, who's the second African-American woman in space. She went to space 3 times. She's in the Artemis group for the Artemis missions, which incidentally is NASA's next missions to go to the moon, and to put the first woman and the first person of color on the surface of the moon, which is extremely exciting, and I think has the potential to excite the world the same way that the Apollo landings did. So International Day of the Girls on October 11th. That's my big near-term project that I'm putting my heart and soul into. And you can learn more about it by going to my website at purposeentertainment.com. You can follow me on social media at Christina, or in some cases at xtina_Korp, Korp. And I post a lot about all of these things on there. And I hope that the things that I do inspire you to aim higher for your dreams, to pursue your dreams, and maybe even look into all the ways that space maybe can help save our planet. Thank you so much for letting me share a little bit of my journey. And I hope that you keep aiming higher for your dreams.